Buffmetal back with another video, and the topic of today's rant, items I can't live without as a metalhead. Alright guys, so I've been thinking about doing this video for a while, and basically what I want to talk about is some items that I find very useful, being, you know, a metal dude who either is traveling around, is at home trying to record stuff, is, you know, whatever the case may be, just looking for some artsy-fartsy crap to do. Yeah, this is my list. Basically, I think I got 5 items here of things that I think all metalheads, you know, can benefit from owning. So if maybe if you're going to a show or something, some of this stuff might be beneficial to have on you. Or, you know, if you're traveling, this, you know, this crap might be fun. So without further ado, yeah, I guess we'll just get right into it with the first item being one of the things I'm very stoked to talk about because it's going to kind of play a big factor in some of the projects I got coming up. Disposable cameras, dude. So like, yeah, man, starting with these because one of my favorite projects, you know, that I've been working on in the past year is basically going to a lot of different shows like the Lurking Corpses show, Dead by Dog, and a few others, you know, a few other small shows here and there. And basically getting disposable camera pics of, you know, all the bands I've been seeing. I got some behind the scenes stuff. Some of myself doing goofy shit as well. But yeah, man, I'm pretty excited about this. And I think, dude, if you're going to a lot of shows and stuff like that and you want to get something that has that like cool 90s aesthetic, I don't think it's a bad idea to get like some disposable cameras to keep on you. And dude, you know how we are metalheads. We like physical media, physical things. So it's going to be really cool to have a bunch of you know, crap that I can, like physical photos I can actually flip through and, you know, have, and I'm going to make a zine out of it. So point being, I think it'd be very useful for someone to have something like these, you know, disposable cameras for shows, for making zines, for memories, you know, generally speaking. This is really cool. And obviously, you know, like a lot of my favorite photos I see of bands like Blasphemy and stuff that Nuclear War Now posts, it's all these like 90s, 2000s looking disposable camera pics. So I'm really stoked up to have a bunch of, you know, golden ass bands on these cameras. You know, I got Lord Humongous, Lurking Corpses, Mordant Red, and I think some other people too. But regardless, man, first item on the list, disposable cameras. It's a lot of fun, you know. They're also just a lot of fun to shoot with, and people love hopping in front of these. So yeah, it might be worth your time. Next, something that if you're on the road a lot and, you know, maybe you're out buying stuff and, you know, it's kind of funny. I didn't think of this for the longest time, but where I've been spending a lot of time in hotel rooms, I basically kind of been thinking to myself like, well, you know, if I'm going to be stuck in a hotel room and I'm not going to bring my vinyl player and stuff. But what I did buy that's kind of been like a lot of fun to have lately has been this. A little travel CD player. And I'm not, you know, I don't know how many people have one of these, and it seems kind of silly to even bring this up because I'm sure, like, you know, people just don't care. They're like, you know, well, I'm just going to, I'm just going to listen to music on my phone. It's vacation, yada, yada. But sometimes when I'm out on vacation and stuff, man, I'm going to lots of record and CD shops, you know, so I like to be able to have something I can play what I buy on, you know, especially if I'm stuck in a hotel room waiting for a show to start, something like that, you know. Like this one has a cassette player as well, so you can kind of like, you got options, you know, you get a lot of range with it, and I think it's kind of cool that I can take this thing pretty much anywhere I go, and, you know, I can have physical format. It fits in a backpack, you know, it's really not that big. And I will say with this particular model, you know, the sound's not super good. So what I did was I bought like a little sound bar just to boost the sound. But even sometimes, man, I like having this, you know, kind of old school speaker thing going on. It sounds like, you know, when you were a kid and like your grandma had a speaker in the kitchen or something like that. Like this kind of gives everything that quality, you know, where it's not like super high def or anything. It's kind of lo-fi, but when you play tapes and shit on it, it actually sounds pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? I kind of like the way it sounds, especially hearing some albums like not super high quality. If you're listening to BDM or something like that, sometimes this thing, like you can hear the speakers getting blown out, and it's a lot of fun. You know what I mean? So yeah, guys, if you don't have like some kind of travel, you know, CD player, it's fun, dude. It boosts your time in the hotel room. Me and my wife before Dead by Dog were spending Mortician and everything else on this thing, you know, just getting hyped up. So, and Ghoulish Dave's demo and, you know, some of the other people in the scene. Yeah, dude, it's just fun. When people give you your demo, you can play it, whatever. You know what you can do with the fucking CD player. I don't have to explain that to you. But regardless, yeah, check this. Maybe consider throwing this into your arsenal. I think it cost me next to nothing. It was like 20-30 bucks, something stupid cheap. So endless fun to be had with something so simple. Next. Now, let's say you're not on the road, and this is kind of where, a lot of my recording and stuff comes from. Here's something that's been insurmountably beneficial to me, and that's my Focusrite Scarlett 2i2 or whatever the fuck it's called. Yeah. Dude, this thing is kind of the pinnacle of like home recording. And the possibilities are really endless with this. So I've used this with these microphones right here, the Shure SM57s. Both these things have been so useful in recording people and recording myself. And even when I'm just sitting in my room, I'll get like on my computer, through a speaker, I'll play a beat or something like that, and I'll mic this up to my amp, which I have right back here. You know what I'm saying? I hook it right up, and it makes it so easy where I can just like listen to the speaker, play a riff, and record. And it's kind of the peak easy metalhead DIY, make it yourself mixtape music possibilities that you have here with the Focusrite. So if you're looking or thinking about making music, it really is as simple as getting GarageBand and something like this. Or dude, you could even do like, if you don't have a Mac, you could probably get Audacity and download beats off YouTube and just hook this right up, and there you go. You can make your mixtapes right there. It's just too easy, So just with these two little things too, forever I was doing vocals on this thing too, not just instruments. I know this is an instrument mic, but dude, things are pretty versatile. You know what I mean? These together cost $200, and look at that. You have like a whole damn studio set up just like that. So. And what I like to do sometimes is when I output the drums, into a like speaker, I do it through my wicked, like shitty kind of lo-fi bass amp, which I have over here, and it gives it that real dirgy tone. And then I record it with this, and then I mess with the EQ. And the point is you can get some crazy sounds out of just experimenting and getting weird with these couple of little things. And dude, I'd like to see more of that. And dude, if I start a small label, which I am thinking about doing, if you can make music like this and you can make some stuff that's weird and fun, dude, send it to me. Maybe I can help you print it. I'm looking at maybe get some bands on who I can make some CDs with, basically doing the most DIY music available on the market. So let me know, man, if you're interested in that. But all it takes is these two items right here, the Focusrite and the damn Shure microphone. So yeah, man. Next, kind of in that vein, something that I do go to a lot of the time. Let's say you're not a musician and stuff, especially. This is probably going to be pretty helpful to you. At least I would think, dude. Straight up, man. Just books. Having these. I love my little notebooks here. I got a bunch of these. Kind of that I've made through the years, and I have fun sticker bombing them and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like this. And I use them for everything, man, whether it be lyrics, whether it be even some of my, check this out. Like you open it up to any page and you got all my shitty ass lyrics in here. But dude, yeah, sticker bombing. I'm coming up with video ideas. I like to write stuff down so that way it doesn't just live in my head and I forget and blah, blah, blah. Dude, and again, sticker bombing. Look at, there you go. There's my Army 10th Mountain Blitz Kid Burzum. So much good stuff. And it's just fun, dude. It's a place to stick your stickers. And again, if you're gonna have a little more than fun with it, look at my notes. There's my little drawing of Dead, right in there, from Mayhem. But if you can have fun with it, man, if you're zoning out, listening to records or whatever, it's cool to have a notebook nearby. So if an idea pops in your head, you can just jot it down quick. If you feel like doodling, if you're antsy or something like that, you can bust it open and kind of just sketch something while you're sitting there. I got tons of that going on in here. I'm an awful artist, but even when I was doing thumbnails, though, for a while there, I was doing them totally like hand-drawn style, like what I would write on the thumbnail. and you can see in here, like, here's where they are, you know, like for a while, these were all the things that I was putting in, but it was more effort than, you know, anyone cared for, you know, like, so I just kind of stopped doing it. But I do kind of miss this in doing like DIY type stuff, but in the effort of time, I've kind of stopped. But regardless, you can have a lot of fun, man, whether you're like even for that, you know, like making thumbnails with Canva and stuff like that. If you want to do them, make them look real DIY, draw something out and then upload it and do the background remove. And yeah, dude, you can have a lot of fun. So yeah, just a couple of notebooks. I know it sounds really simple, but I got lots of stuff in here. Like I said, from lyrics to even some journal entries and stuff that I do randomly. It's not like I don't like to journal or anything like that really, but sometimes it's nice to just kind of, you know, have something like this to, if you want to, you know, go ahead and have some fun with it, and they'll live forever in here, you know. It's, again, cool thing about physical stuff. So yeah, next on the list, just some plain old books for either drawing or writing. Now, last thing has been one of my passion projects of the year, and I'm super stoked about this, especially because now it seems like I will make it to almost every concert on this list. Check this out. You know, this is my like, not just my vision board. No, it's like, I don't know, some kind of cork board I've made just with a bunch of random items and crap that I've had. I would highly recommend Metalheads, man. Dude, get a cork board, dude. Look at how fun this is, man. I've put all the concerts. Obviously, you see the Dead by Dog flyer here, the Lurking Corpses, Blasphemy, which it looks like I'm going to, crazy enough. But we got this one. This is a G.G. Allen one down here that I got out of a 45 I bought of his. This was just stuck in there, and I thought it was so cool I had to add it. Then the Coke 666s from Duff's. You know, this little, this was just in like it's like the digital download, but look at, you can like recycle stuff like that from Merciful Fate. You know, it was in the record, so I just stuck it to the board. I got some art from Richard Corbin up there, you know what I'm saying? Lots of cool stuff you can do with a board like this, man, and it gives you a kind of a nice, like, keepsake of where you've been or where you're going. Keeps, I guess, yeah, it's like a vision board, you know, but it's cool to have, and it's cool to work on. And dude, you know what else is cool is no one's will ever be the same as yours. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's will always be a little different based on where they're traveling, what their interests are. So I'd like to see more of those, you know, if you have them. If you end up making them after watching this or whatever, let me see yours. Send them to me on Instagram, 6buff6metal6. Yeah, good stuff. But yeah, man, I've been having fun making one of those, so I'm sure you could have fun as well. So I guess that's it, man. Those are my items, dude. I'd say that will kind of, you know, I don't want to say improve your metal experience, but make it a little more, you know, it's just some fun stuff you can work with and work on while dicking around in the scene. So that's all I got to say today. Thank you guys for watching.